Alright, let's talk about the most shocking trade in recent NBA history. Luka Doncic is now a Los Angeles Laker. Yeah, you heard that right. The player who was supposed to be the face of the Dallas Mavericks for the next decade, the guy many believe is already the best offensive player in the league, has just been traded. And here's the crazy part, what the Mavericks got in return. Straight up robbery. How did this happen? Why did the Mavericks let go of a generational talent for what seems like a questionable return? And most importantly, does this officially make the Lakers title favorites? We're breaking down everything, the winners, the losers, and how this trade could change the NBA forever. Let's get straight to the deal. Luka Doncic, one of the most unstoppable offensive players in the league, is heading to the Lakers. In exchange, the Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. Meanwhile, the Utah Jazz, who somehow found a way to get involved, walk away with Jalen Hood-Schifino and a couple of second-round picks. Now let's take a second to process this. Dallas just traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis and a single future first-round pick. That's it. Even crazier, the Jazz, who weren't even the focus of this trade, ended up with more picks than the Mavericks. The same Utah Jazz that got 4 first-rounders for Rudy Gobert. The same league where the Pelicans got an entire future for Anthony Davis in 2019. And yet, somehow, the Mavericks walked away from this deal with a return that barely moves the needle. The only logical explanation? Luka must have forced his way out. There's no way Dallas willingly let go of a 24-year-old superstar for this package unless they were backed into a corner. The question is, why? For the Lakers, this is nothing short of a home run. LeBron James is in the final stretch of his career. He's still playing at an elite level, but the window to win with him is closing fast. The Lakers knew they had to make a move, and boy, did they make one. Luka isn't just a great player, he's the perfect successor to LeBron. Both are high IQ players, elite playmakers, and dominant scorers who can take over a game at any moment. The difference? Luka is doing this at 24 years old. This move solidifies the Lakers' future. It's not just about winning now, it's about ensuring they have a superstar to build around for the next decade. But let's be real, whenever the Lakers trade for a superstar, we've seen it go both ways. This isn't the first time they've made a move like this. Lakers fans don't need to be reminded of the Russell Westbrook experiment. That was supposed to be another big three: LeBron, AD, and Russ. Instead, it was an absolute disaster. The fit was horrible, they lost depth, and team chemistry was nowhere to be found. So why is Luka different? Unlike Westbrook, Luka is an entire offensive system by himself. He's not just a slasher who needs the ball in his hands to be effective. He's an elite shooter, an even better passer, and can control the flow of a game in a way that Russ never could. He can play off LeBron, or he can take over when needed. In other words, this is star power done right. The Lakers gambled again, but this time they might have hit the jackpot. Now, let's talk about the Mavericks, because what they just did might be one of the worst trade decisions in NBA history. Luka Doncic was supposed to be their guy, the player you build around for years, the player you never, under any circumstances, trade. Instead, Dallas let him go for Anthony Davis and a pick that won't even convey until 2029. This isn't just a bad trade, it's a choke job of historic proportions. The Mavericks had every opportunity to build a championship-caliber team around Luka. Year after year, they failed to do it. They made mid-tier moves that never truly put them in title contention. Then, in a desperate attempt to fix things, they traded for Kyrie Irving, which ended up causing more problems than solutions. And now, they've lost their franchise player, have no clear direction, and are staring down the barrel of a potential rebuild. This isn't just a trade. This is a franchise-altering mistake. This trade doesn't just affect the Lakers and Mavericks, it shifts the entire balance of power in the league. For the Lakers, the future is clear. Luka Doncic is their new franchise player. Pairing him with LeBron and an improved supporting cast makes them instant contenders. His game fits perfectly in their system, and with the Lakers' ability to attract free agents, this might not just be a short-term success. It could be the beginning of a new dynasty. On the other hand, the Mavericks are in no man's land. They lost their superstar, they don't have enough assets to rebuild properly, and they're left with Kyrie Irving as their #1 option. If that doesn't scream disaster waiting to happen, I don't know what does. Right now, Dallas has two choices. They can either commit to a full rebuild, trade Kyrie, and start stockpiling assets, or they can try to salvage what's left and make another desperate move to stay competitive. Neither option is great, and that's why the Lakers clearly won this trade. The answer is obvious. The Los Angeles Lakers just pulled off a franchise-altering move, one that could define the NBA for the next decade. Luka Doncic is a generational talent, and when you have the chance to trade for a player of his caliber, you do it every single time. Players like Luka don't become available often. Most teams spend years, sometimes decades, searching for a player like this. The Lakers? They just landed one without gutting their entire roster or giving up an excessive amount of draft capital. That's not just a win, it's a heist. For the Mavericks, they lost. Badly. They let go of one of the most talented players of this generation for a return that doesn't even come close to his value. The Dallas Mavericks just willingly gave away a 24-year-old superstar, a player who was supposed to be their franchise cornerstone, for a single first-round pick and Anthony Davis, who, while great, has an extensive injury history. Let's be real. If Davis struggles with injuries in Dallas, this trade will look even worse than it already does. What's even crazier, the Utah Jazz somehow walked away from this trade with more draft capital than the Mavericks. Think about that. The Jazz, who weren't even a major player in this deal, got more future assets than the team that traded away Luka Doncic. The same Jazz that once received 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. And yet, somehow, Dallas, trading away a generational superstar, got a return that barely moves the needle. That's not just a bad trade. That's an all-time fumble. This trade is going to be talked about for years. For the Lakers, it's a massive win. Luka Doncic is now their future. Whether LeBron plays 1 more season or 3 more seasons, the franchise is in great hands once he eventually moves on. Pairing Luka with a franchise as powerful as the Lakers means he will always have the best chance to compete for championships. This move instantly makes them contenders. But more importantly, it extends their championship window for the next decade. So, what do you guys think? Did the Mavericks completely fumble the bag? Are the Lakers officially the team to beat? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out my video on Bronny James, Luka's new Nepo teammate. This trade is going to be talked about for years, and we'll be here to break it all down. See you in the next one.